Strengthen us, the weak, to cherish. Give us vision, lest we perish. Knowledge send us, Heavenly Father. Grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Please be seated. Every September, Jamaica celebrates Senior Citizens Month, an important time dedicated to honoring and supporting older adults in our society. This year, the theme is promoting healthy, active, productive aging, a focus that aligns closely with the United Nations Decade on Healthy Aging. My name is Andre Miller, and I have the privilege of taking us through this morning's proceedings. It is my hope that we will be thorough yet succinct to allow us to move along with the business of caring for our seniors. The Honorable Pernell Charles Jr., Minister of Labor and Social Security, Professor Denise Eldemar Shearer, Mrs. Colette Roberts Risden, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, Mrs. Audrey Dare Williams, Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, Dr. Nicolette Henry, Senior Health Specialist for the Inter-American Development Bank, Dr. Lakem Samaj, Psychologist, Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie, Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Mrs. Cassandra Morrison, the Executive Director for the National Council on Senior Citizens, Mrs. Diane Jennings, Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, Mrs. Suzette Morris, Director of Social Security, other senior directors within the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, Dr. Julianne McCoy Davis, Chairman for the Board of Directors for the National Council on Senior Citizens, Mrs. Jean Laurie Chin, Ms. Shelly-Ann Thompson, Golden Designs, Ms. Sita Foster, Imperial Optical, and other specially invited guests. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good morning. Having established the protocols, I want to invite the speakers who will follow to also acknowledge within that remit. And so you will not have to repeat the listing unless you choose so to do. I'd like to give a special big up to our seniors this morning. One of the things as a child growing up, I aspired to get old. And you know that the difficulties in our world today, it's an aspiration because so many things, not just crime and violence, but NCDs are intervening variables. And so it is my hope, and it is, I suspect, our collective hopes that we will age, but not only will we age, but we will age healthily, we will age actively, and we will indeed be productive citizens at that moment in time. I'd like to invite at this time Mrs. Julianne McCoy Davis, the chair of the National Council on Senior Citizens, to come and to welcome us and to give us some brief opening remarks. Please make her welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. Sorry, Mr. Miller, correct? All right. So indeed, today is a beautiful day for us to be gathered here for this August launch of Senior Citizens Month. Anybody excited? Anybody excited? I am excited. I'm delighted to be here. I understand that our month already started off with a lot of excitement on Sunday. And, you know, I'm still hearing the good reports about Sunday, I have to say here, because I do apologize. I was not in the island at the time. But I just want to acknowledge members of our head table, Honorable Minister Pernell Charles, Mrs. Colette Roberts-Risden, our Permanent Secretary, and Mrs. Audrey Dare Williams, the Chief Technical Director at the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. I do know that we do have members of our viewing audience online, and I'm sure persons in the diaspora as well joining in for this special occasion. I want to acknowledge also the presence of our board members. I know Mrs. Mary Clark is with us, Dr. Kamisha Shaw Kelly, Ms. Marion McFarlane, and our Deputy Director of the board, Mrs. Molly Plummer Henry. Now, with this month's celebration, the activities, I must tell you that as members of the board, when we were engaged in the planning and discussion of the activities, we were excited. And we knew we had to be making a lot of changes to our schedules. And I know that we've been having ongoing discussions about who is going to go where, because we want to be a part of all the activities that are happening. And so we know the activities have been carefully curated. And in fact, it epitomizes the theme of healthy, active, and productive aging. And this is very important within the decade of healthy aging. So there will be information and services provided for older adults, but of course, our older adults themselves will be participating, they will be competing, and they will be receiving special awards and recognition. So I just want to charge us that we all, as a public, as older adults, that we find a way to get engaged in this month's celebration. It's going to be great, so make sure that you're a part of it. Welcome again, and have a pleasant morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. McCoy Davis. At this time, I'd like to invite a hard-working permanent secretary to come and to bring greetings to us, Mrs. Colette Roberts-Risden. Please make her welcome.
Master of Ceremony Andre Miller, Honorable Pernell Charles Jr., Minister of Labor and Social Security. I don't know why I feel like this mic is right in my... Yes. Thank you. Mrs. Audrey Dare Williams, Chief Technical Director in the Ministry, Ms. Julian McCoy, Chairperson for the National Council for Senior Citizens, Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie, our good Chief Medical Officer, other representatives, specially invited guests, and I see Dr. Likam Samaj over there. If you don't see him, he's right over there. Members of staff, other guests, media, good morning. I just whispered to the minister, it's not often I'm on a program to bring greetings. Usually I'm giving the welcome. So I'm doing a different role this morning. It is with great pride and a sense of honor that I join you today to launch Senior Citizens Month 2024. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security is proud to lead this very important observance through the dedicated efforts of the National Council for Senior Citizens. In September, we come together as a nation to celebrate our seniors, the pillars of our communities, the keepers of our history, and the guides for our future. Our theme, promoting healthy, active, productive aging, isn't just a tagline, it is a call to action. And see, we have the Chief Medical Officer here. It is a reflection of our commitment, our shared responsibility to ensure that every senior in Jamaica lives a life filled with purpose, health, and dignity. Jamaica is at a pivotal moment. Our seniors are the fastest growing segment of our population. How many of you on the head table are senior citizens? How many of us are senior citizens in the audience? And let me tell you, senior citizens is officially once you're 60 and over. So how many? Let me see, what's the... Okay, so see, if I were to do by show of hands in the room, it looks like about 30-40% of the room would classify as senior citizens. So it is the fastest growing segment of our population. This reality presents us with a challenge, but more importantly, with an opportunity to reimagine how we care for and empower our elders, how we ensure they remain active, vital members of our society. The World Health Organization tells us that everyone, no matter where they live, deserves the chance to live a long, healthy life. And achieving that means two things: taking personal responsibility for our health and creating environments that support our seniors. This is where we in the Ministry of Labor and Social Security comes in. Whether through access to healthcare, safe communities, or opportunities that allows our seniors to stay engaged. I want to take a moment to recognize the efforts of the National Council, the board, and you heard the board chair speak earlier, and all our valuable partners. A special shout out to the directors, the chief technical directors, the director of Social Security, who sits as a representative, Suzette. I figure Suzette is gone to, we have another event in the ministry this afternoon that the minister is will be attending. The supervisors, the persons who do the feeding program, the drivers who make it happen. I want to specially recognize everyone, and for all the persons who are playing their part in making this month and this focus on our seniors successful. I want to recognize them. So as we begin the month-long celebration, let's remember our seniors are the heart of our communities. They've given so much, and now it is our turn to give back. Let's create spaces at home, at work, and in our communities where our seniors are respected, supported, and celebrated. Today, we can make Jamaica not just a place for our seniors to live, but a place where they can truly thrive and retire. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Roberts-Risden. When I came in this morning, a member of the audience, I won't call your name, greeted me and said, "You're here again?" I said, "Yes." I've been coming to the National Council for Senior Citizens events for a number of years. And upon reflection, I commit to this time because I remember visiting my grandmother several times when she was alive. And I would say to her, "Grandma, wagwan." And she said, "Boy, I'm just there." And when we would have had conversations, the sharpness of her mind and her ability to analyze things. She was a sports fan minister. And she would sit and she would talk about West Indies cricket and talk about football. And she would give advice to the reggae boys sitting in her living room. You know, those grandmothers would talk to the TV. She would talk to the TV. And I've committed myself to being close to the National Council because I want to see how, as a young professional, I can contribute to making the lives of seniors better. And I think that must be our mantra as a collective, that we must, at every moment, see to what extent we can uplift and re-engage our seniors. Because I kid you not, by the time you reach 60 PS, I want to suggest that that's probably the sharpest point at which your brain is able to calculate things and apply a level of wisdom to life for the younger generation. But you've heard my perspective. I want to invite at this time Dr. Lakem Samaj. He is a counseling psychologist. He is an author, speaker, to come and to share with us a senior's perspective. Please help me make him welcome.
Mr. Master of Ceremony, Mr. Minister, members of the head table, I found it interesting when I saw this thing, seniors perspective. There are only two times, I'm 73. Huh? There were two times I admit to senior citizens, when I go to the bank and when I go to the tax office, because there's a benefit. But the word senior citizen has about 130 negative connotations. In Jamaica, over the last 30, 35 years, I may be minister of exit strategy. Because of the work I do for companies, as I said in Jamaica, if you see me twice where you work in a week, organize your business. Redundancy plan, because I'm the one that structure those kind of things. You know? But also, a lot of companies call me because of all the work I do for them. Dr. Samaj, can I come and just talk to a group of people for me? They're going to be retiring next month or so on. Now, the most common question I ask when I walk people through the process, they sit there with their mouth open and say, how come nobody told us those things 10 years ago? Even 5 years ago. And that's so that drove me to write this book last year, The Best Is Yet to Come, where I structure the entire process. It includes a workbook where you can identify exactly where you sit in the whole process. But then as I went into the thing more and more, I realized that, listen, we have some problems because too many, we reached that. What's happening with this? Where are you? Back to the beginning. Start here. All right. That people are just totally uninformed about the whole process. And I think we associate this thing called old age. My position, me no in it we don't know. Me no play that. All right? This year I wrote this other book called Body Works. Body Works. The subtitle, Exercise, Fitness, Strength, and Longevity for the ankle leg. I see that the ankle leg is the strongest leg. You run right through the tape. So this notion that you sit down, if you sit down, you drop dead. I take my own medicine. What I'm currently doing, I'm training for the Centenarian Olympics. The Centenarian Olympics. What you do, you put together a list of activities that you'd like to do in your decade of decline, the last decade of your life. And mine is from 90 to 99. So calculate already. And all the things I would like to do, not fantasy, I train for them. So I can deadlift my body weight. I can bench press 90% of my body weight. I go to the gym 3 days a week and I do a 5K in the days in between. But that's a whole nother thing. So that we're not just talking it. Now, if you look at how life expectancy has evolved over the years, prehistoric time was between 25 and 35 years. At the time when we created the first Social Security, the first pension plan in Germany in 1889, life expectancy was 48 years. When we first put retirement at 65, it was intended to work. Only 3% of people would ever live that long. So you see, from the very beginning, there was a problem with it. If you look at how in the last 100 years we have gone from 50 years to now, upwards of 80. So that there's a lot of adjustments we need to make. And I don't think we have even started scratching the surface. Time is your most valuable resource. Time. So what if you could get more time? The base of my things, I want more time at the age plateau. What's the age plateau? There's a time when you get to the peak of your competence and creativity. How about extending that? Extending that. If you're not doing that, you're playing games. We want to extend that. time. Money, resources, all of those things perish. But time, you have no control over it. If you get more time, you can do wonderful things with it. So we want that age plateau. The first thing you have to do is get your body working. If you don't take care of your body, where are you going to live? Eh? You have to live in a body. We are gifted with the potential of the longest life expectancy from prehistoric time to now. But guess what? There are only two options you have. You're either going to be old and fragile or old and agile. It doesn't happen by accident. What you do today determines what happens to you tomorrow. And it's never too late to start. Exercise is the most powerful longevity drug. Nothing comes close. Do you know that 15 to 30% of longevity is determined by genetics? People talk about person have good genes and so on. Maximum 30%. Your longevity is largely determined by your lifestyle, your mindset, what you do with it. That's what happens. So that we know what we need to do. Exercise impacts every aspect of your being. Dr. Bissett, I guess you can concur the list of things I have listed. Everything from insulin sensitivity to anti-inflammatory. Exercise impacts everything. Why I lift weights 3 times a week? Well, I'm impacting my possibility of cancer, metabolic disease, dementia, depression, you name it. That's what it's all about, folks. So we know. No, phase 1 is the body. Phase 2 is the mind. I adopt Carl Jung's position. What does Carl Jung say? Life begins at 40. Birth to 40, you're really just doing like a research. 40 up is application. What if we could extend the application? That's what we need to do. Get the most out of the application. So there are 2 halves to life. Birth to 40, 40 to 85 plus. Mine is 100. So I'm working on that already. But they say wisdoms come with, I heard it mentioned earlier. It's critical that we understand what this thing is about. What do we do? Let's start with that 40 to 80 group. But then we're going to start working on them. The first half of life, childhood and education and training. The second half, work and family and what I call the anchor leg. We used to call it retirement, but retirement no longer exists. People won't be spending more time in retirement than they did on their last job. Let that sink in. How are we going to deal with that? As was mentioned, it's the fastest growing segment of the population. Japan is a very interesting phenomenon. They're selling more adult diapers than baby diapers. We're not far behind in terms of what is happening. So that it is during this time, this concept of retirement at 65 came about. We need to rethink that completely. Because what has happened is that we're cutting short, to a large extent, people at the peak of their productivity. This nation can't afford that. As I said, life expectancy was 45 years when retirement was first pitched at 65. We can't afford that foolishness. So it's about time we start rethinking it completely. Now, how are we going to do that? If you look at what has happened, just look at persons who have gotten Nobel Prize for physics. Look what has happened over the years. It isn't big enough for you to see the numbers. The most recent group of Nobel laureates for physics, age was 72. The price at which Nobel physicists have been, it has steadily gone older and older and older. Let's work with that. That's why I say Older means better. I choose to sage, not age. We have an option. All right? So we have to change our attitude towards aging. There are more, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. There are more and more persons that are showing you the sharpness of mind that comes with time. The Rolling Stone is still touring. What are the ages? Mick Jagger is 81. Still rocking. So that's a reality, folks. Dr. Ruth died recently at 95. Still working. Still working. So that this is not something we're guessing about. It is real. Clint Eastwood is 94 and still making movies. This thing about sitting home with a rocking chair and... In Jamaica, we haven't even started scratching the surface. The talent pool. Mind and body. We can work on both of them. 10 years ago, I wrote a paper, which I submitted at a presentation I was doing with the Development Bank of Jamaica, that Jamaica has 6 paths to prosperity. Then for me, the number 1 was the brightest and the best, our bright, sharp young people. One little problem with that. The younger, the brighter you are, is the greater the chance you're going to be migrating. So that, and especially with our birth rate being higher than America and Canada and Britain, they're going to just take all our bright young people, whether we like it or not. Now, what are the other groups? Well, we don't have time to go through all of them. But it's that one called the tried and the proven. You know who those are? 10 years ago, I called it. And I think it's about time for us to do something about it. The tried and the proven with the encore careers. Because these people are at the peak of their productivity. And we can find a way. In fact, I am going to make it happen. One thing, I don't join movements. I move. I just move. If you want to come with me, you're welcome. All right? But I'm going to make it happen. Tried and proven. That's the number 1 option Jamaica has for prosperity. That largest growing group of people who have been tried and tested and proven is our best path to prosperity. And chances are, guess what? They're not catching the next plane leaving Jamaica. They're going to be here for a while. All right? So we can make it work. I mentioned the fertility rate issue, but there's another time we can get into that. He made a point a while ago about intelligence. We have 2 forms of intelligence, fluid and crystallized intelligence. All right? Fluid intelligence peaks at between 20 and 30. That's when you can do all kind of calculations in your head. Boom, bam, 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 bam. But then it drops. The other intelligence is called crystallized intelligence. It accumulates with age. Because you can put a lot of material you can scan and you can pull together and you can see the patterns and the relationship. That is what we have to trade on. I asked ChatGPT to give me a graphic to show difference of crystallized versus. Now, look at the oldest man in the room. That's what they use to show the age. Look at the size of his book compared to everybody else's book. That's what he's working with. The knowledge base he has that he can draw on. Welcome to the elite club. Can I see the hands of those of us over 70? Welcome to the elite club. You understand that? Jamaica, only 6% of us. Very special group. Now, if you look at what is happening, but Jamaica is not doing bad at all. As we compare ourselves to the lower middle income country, even the middle income country. Right? That special group of people, the elite. Now, we have to find a way to maximize. Once you reach 70, folks, that's how much more time left on your odometer. So we can calculate, we can work it out, we know what's happening, we know what we need to do. How are you going to use that time? How are you going to use that time? Because As you have 8,760 hours each year after age 65. How much TV you can watch? How much games you can play? We have a productive mind. We have to find a way. The good news, time to change our perspective towards age. And we talk about healthy aging. Because the data tells us that people 60 and older who form companies and start business are 3 times as likely to be successful as somebody 30 or younger. I'm starting 2 new businesses this year. You know, if anybody ever, I know this is Mr. Minister, NIS come under you. If ever you want somebody to run NIS, may I apply for the job from now? We can rethink NIS completely. You know, one thing I would do with NIS, first of all, I would raise the threshold. Raise the threshold because NIS is not a tax, it's a savings. And it's the only thing that most Jamaicans will have to get anything back from. But then, you see, once you reach 65, you can go into NIS with a business plan. And NIS will provide you the money. We decide to set the threshold. You know, at 65, you should be coming from prison, not going to prison. So you're not going to teach the money. But one thing, Mr. Minister, the person who gets that grant will have to hire 2 young people to mentor and to teach them. All the money we're using to give to young people to start business, 90% of new business fail within the first year. I'm sure most of those young people, it'll be even greater than 90%. So that's what, listen, I have about 10 more such plans. So look at the graph, it tells us that. We need our people 60 and over to be starting business. Putting things to work, all those great ideas you couldn't get a chance to work with. We can make that happen. Again, if I don't see it, this is one of the businesses that I'll be launching this year. Sankaria Professional Development Institute, an online e-learning platform with 150 courses. All the things I used to do in companies, we want to do it on your phone and on, but that's a whole other thing. From anywhere you are in the universe, you can get educated. All right? Everybody have a smartphone. We can work with you. All right? My other business is called Tried and Proven Fractionals. You know that name, Fractionals? Many companies, you need a senior technical person. You need a manager. But you only need them for 10% of the time, 20% of the time. What about all those retired people with all those skills? Huh? How can we get them fractional appointments anywhere in the world? And they can just stay right here and collect their money. It can be done, folks. It can be done. And so that's one of the reasons why I titled my book, The Best Is Yet to Come. Because that's where we're heading. I also have a podcast, How to Thrive in Retirement. And that's free. You go online, just type in How to Thrive in Retirement, and every week there's a new information out there. Because I do believe it's our best option for prosperity. That group of intelligent, creative, productive people, don't put them out to pasture. Give them work to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Semaj. More than food for thought, more than a mouthful. In fact, when he started out by talking about, needing to exercise and do all those things, Minister started to say, boy, I'm not doing as well as he is doing, so may I have to go looking at myself. But he looks so well for 70. Yeah, he looks so well for 73. I shouldn't be taking away 3 years from you. But thank you so much. One more time for Dr. Lakem Semaj, everybody. So even as he has spoken and given us several nuggets, one of the things that, again, I take away from it is our need to continue to be engaged intellectually, physically, mentally, and even spiritually. This gentleman that's coming to us now is the epitome of how you may have skills and talents, but you have to know where your talent serves the nation best. He is a musician at heart, and when he utilizes his skills in an amazing way, it almost makes you say, boy, I don't regret him changing from being a chef to being a musician. Please help me welcome at this time 2016 JCDC National Competition winner, Everton Peso. Please make him welcome, everybody.
Yes. Thanks. We give you thanks for all you have done. We are so blessed. Our heart is at rest. Oh Lord, we give you thanks. Again, church, thanks. Yes, we give you thanks for all God has done. We are so blessed. Our soul is at rest. Oh Lord, we give you thanks. Morning. Can give me a little rock, so you know, just a little rock. You know, forgive me the big rock yet. Ever since you went away, every day, it's such a cloudy day, and I don't know if it's rain from the sky. Tears on my eyes, falling down on my face and rolling down my cheek. With just one kiss stops the rain from the sky. Tears on my eye, falling down on my face and rolling down my cheeks. Sing. All I know is I love you, and if we live forever, I'll be loving you still. You will always be just everything for me. So hurry back and bring that sun. Let me be your one, your only love. And just one kiss stops the rain from the sky. Tears from my eyes, falling down on my face and rolling down my cheek. Oh, yeah. All I know is I love you, and if we live forever, I'll be loving you still. You will always be just everything for me. So hurry back and bring that sun. Let me be. Oh, just one kiss. The rain from the sky, tears down my eyes, falling down on my face and rolling down my cheeks. Rolling, 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 roll. Ooh, 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 ooh. Good Lord, yes. Mm-mm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Come back, baby. Oh, come back the young years. Come back the young years. Oh, when we were young and gay and playing in the park. Whoa. I can turn sideways now. No, this is one of my all-time favorites. And we have one, two, three. We have three sides. So we're all going to sing. Isn't it strange how princesses and kings, yes, we can lose it all like stardust in the wind. And that's why common people like you and me, we are builders for eternity. Each is given a bag of tools, shapeless mass in the book of rules. Each must make his life as coming in, a stumbling block or a stepping stone. And that's why common people like will be builders for eternity. Each is given a bag of tools, shapeless mass in the book of rules. Bound. I want to hear you sing. Pound, 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 pound. Mr. Samaj. Pound. Yes. Oh, my Lord. And that's why over here some builders for eternity. Each is given a bag of tools.
In the book of rules.
Lord God. Look when the rain stops falling from the sky. The sun will only be missing for a while. Yeah. And that's why common people like you and me build us for eternity. Each is given a bag of tools, shapeless mass in the book of rules. Power, power, power. Pow, 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 pow. Get that little angelic voice, man. Power, pow, pow. I want to hear everybody sing it now. Come on. Sing it now. Pow, pow, pow. Sing with me now. Pow, 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 pow. I think it's one more time. Come again. Sing. Pow, 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 pow. Pow, 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 pow. Pow, 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 pow. Yeah. Pow, pow, pow. This row, let me hear this row. You want so she look up at the ceiling. Pow, 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 pow. Pow, 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 pow. Pow, 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 pow. I want to touch the second verse again before I go. Each must make his life as coming in, a stumbling block or a stepping stone. And that's why common people like you and me, we are builders for eternity. Each is given a bag of tools, a shapeless mass in the book of rules. Thank you.
1, 2, 1. Let's give it up again for Everton Peso. One of the reasons why you couldn't say pom 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 because you never grew up in a church and speaking in tongues. If you did grow up in a church and speaking in tongues, you could have said that thing quite quickly. So you know you have to go to church and get your practice. The Decade on Healthy Aging initiative highlights 4 key pillars or priorities. And one of those priorities is integrating social and health services, delivering responsive social and primary health services tailored to the needs of older individuals. At this time, a key partner and ally in this process is the Ministry of Health and Wellness. I'd like you to welcome at this time Dr. Jacqueline DeSesa McKenzie, the Chief Medical Officer, who will deliver remarks on behalf of the ministry.
I thought Mrs. Risden was my friend, but I really need to have a talk with somebody who put me on a program behind Dr. Sumaj and Mr. Pessoa. Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Andre Miller, Honorable Pernell Child Jr., MP, Minister of Labor and Social Security, Professor the Most Honorable Denise Eldemaya Shera. I'm not seeing her. You here? No, okay. Mrs. Collett Roberts Risden, Permanent Secretary. My schoolmate, Mrs. Audrey Dare Williams from Glenmuir High. Mrs. Julian McCoy Davis, Board Chairman. Mrs. Cassandra Morrison, Director. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen all, good morning. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is pleased to add its voice, and what a voice it has been since the beginning of this program, in dialogue and support of healthy aging. We applaud the National Senior Citizens Council for staging Senior Citizens Month to once again bring into national focus this key set of stakeholders. Older people are among the most vulnerable in any population, and for this reason, countries must begin to take a keen look at how their structures will be adapted across sectors to give attention to older persons. The World Health Organization estimates that by 2030, 1.4 billion people will reach the age of 60 and over. And by 2050, this figure will stand at 2.1 billion. Local data show that some 12% of the population are older than 60 years, and the proportion of people in that age group is projected to increase to 16.8% by 2025. This is roughly about 400,000 persons and expected to grow. With this expected increase in aging will come the need for greater access to services, including health and social care for older persons. It will also place the demand for primary health care and require a well-trained workforce that is sensitive to the needs of older persons. And as I'm saying this, I am reminded that I get a call almost every day about persons sitting in emergency departments waiting for beds. And there is a huge clamor for more beds in our hospitals. And when you check, the majority of these persons are persons older than 60, and the majority of them are there with complications of non-communicable diseases. And more beds take time, and we are certainly working on several projects to increase the number of beds. But I'm going to make a special appeal, since I have the platform, that as we approach the end of the year, the pressure on our hospitals gets worse. And just as how we are talking about how we prepare for our older years, I want to say to everybody that let us commit now in September to keep our elderly relatives out of hospital. Because we can. We can pay attention to ensuring that they're getting their medication, that they're taking it as it is prescribed, that we pay more attention to their diets, that we pay more attention to their physical activity, that we make sure that they keep their appointments, that we take the time to visit them and to talk to them. Because all of these things tend to fall apart approaching Christmas. And our numbers of persons uncompliant increases. And then we have this massive increase in the number of visits to the emergency departments. We have to commit to work just as we prepare for the older years. I'm making this appeal. Let it be that this year we can keep the numbers down by start doing what we need to do today. The fact is that older persons not just are more vulnerable, but they represent a valuable resource for the country. And Dr. Samaj has spoken about that. And it's with this in mind that we must ensure healthy, active aging. The ministry is therefore taking some steps towards transforming healthcare delivery to meet the demands of our aging population, to give them the best opportunity for their continued contribution to the social and economic well-being of the country after 60 years. The ministry is introducing the life stage approach to health promotion and prevention this year, where targeted healthcare messages are delivered at the doctor's visit appropriate to the life stage. And I'm reminded of what Dr. Samaj said when you said you give your talks and people say, how come nobody told me about this before? The fact is that our population are visiting our facilities and we are seeing them for the rash and for the pain in the back and for whatever disease or symptom they present with, but we are not seeing the person. And so the Ministry of Health is moving away from a disease-centered care to a patient-centered care, where it is that we are focusing targeted interventions that are appropriate for the life stage. So for the elderly patient that visit our health centers, we are promoting that the key screening that needs to be done for them is discussed with them so that they are aware. We all know about the man who lived next door to the health center and have never been to the health center for his entire life because him good. And then him just drop down dead. And everybody say, but he never sick a day in him life. But who's checking? Who was checking? So the delivery of targeted messages to persons that come in to say, what should you be doing at this time of your age, of your life stage? What screening you should be doing? What should you expect? Let us talk about oral health in the elderly persons, an approach to how we manage frailty, all the changes that are expected in life, how do we manage them? What are the changes that we need to make in our nutrition? What are the different things that we need to do to help to keep away depressed feelings, anxiety, anxious feelings, how it is that we need to reach out to one another? This is what we are changing to a patient-oriented care, to look at the person where it is they are in their life stage to help them to be better prepared to have better aging. The healthcare system is being reoriented away from disease-centered care. And in this regard, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is moving towards increasing access to services not only for persons living with chronic disease, but to encourage persons through exposure to life stage needs to be proactive and to engage in activities that will promote productive, active aging. I therefore welcome the launch of Senior Citizens Month with a very insightful theme as a step towards strengthening the level of support required to ensure healthy, productive, active aging. The Ministry is pleased to bring critical attention to this area and facilitate commitment to this area. We acknowledge the work of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security and the National Council for Senior Citizens on this launch of Senior Citizens Month 2024 and look forward to continued collaboration and a successful series of programs and activities. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bisesa Mackenzie. And as there's a theme here about information, I want to pause to acknowledge the key purveyors of information that we have within the ambits of the ministry. And they've been doing this work, yeoman service. I'd like to ask the members of the parish team to just stand, all the social workers, you work in the parish offices of the National Council for Senior Citizens, just stand. We want to acknowledge you at this time and your tremendous work. All our social workers in the room, members of staff of the National Council, please be acknowledged. You carry out significant work in ensuring that people know. And I know that the PS, the Minister, the CTD, and the chair are appreciative of your work. Thank you so much. Please be seated and continue to do the excellent work that you are doing. As a member of the international development community myself, I understand the importance of partners. And partnership is not just for financial resources and support, but it is there to strengthen and move critical milestones. One of those partners in the development agenda is the Inter-American Development Bank. And here with us today is the Senior Health Specialist from the IDB, Dr. Nicolette Henry. Please make her welcome as she brings remarks on behalf of the IDB.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to adopt the protocol that has already been established and also allow me to acknowledge the Honorable Minister, Mr. Pernell Charles, Member of Parliament and Minister of Labour and Social Security. It is my distinct pleasure on behalf of the Inter-American Development Bank to bring remarks at today's proceedings. Congratulations to the Ministry of Labour and Social Security for hosting this auspicious launch, and thanks for the invitation extended to me and the IDB to bring into focus our collaboration on this body of work. For all of us, just looking in the mirror every morning is a daily reminder that we're all getting older. Here in Jamaica, recent estimates suggest an increase in population aging, with more than 14% of the Jamaican population being 60 years or more. About 7% of this population certainly needs some help with at least one activity of daily living. Therefore, demand for long-term care services is also expected to rise as the country's population grows older. The observance of Senior Citizens Month 2024 provides an opportunity to work together to improve the lives of seniors now and in the future. And it is fitting that this year we are promoting healthy, active, and productive aging as a way of life. And I commend the stakeholders and the organizers for championing our seniors. Currently, as a development partner, we are also working with the University of the West Indies through its Mona Aging and Wellness Center on innovative community-based caregiving for older adults in Jamaica. The main objective of this project is to create a Jamaica whereby the main objective is to create a community-based long-term care service model for older adults in Jamaica. This will be accomplished mainly by implementing a series of community-based initiatives that will allow older adults to not only access information that they need, but also to actively participate in community life. As we celebrate our seniors, we will continue to look for opportunities of collaboration. And allow me to offer 3 thoughts. Firstly, using today's data to prepare for tomorrow. In the Caribbean, as it is in Latin America, the pace of demographic change is accelerating. The old age dependency ratio for the Caribbean increased from 10 in 2000 to 14 in 2020, and it will increase by 20 by 2030 and 28 by 2045. Between 2020 and 2045, the number of persons aged 65 and over in the Caribbean will double, while the size of the working age population, that is roughly between 15 to 64, will remain roughly unchanged. The second thought is that population aging is a human success story. Aging is a consequence of demographic transition from the high fertility, high mortality societies of the past to the low fertility and low mortality societies of the modern world. Along with increased life expectancy, the completion of this demographic transition also lowers population growth and leads ultimately to a more stable population structure. Demographic aging should therefore be seen in a positive light and a fundamental part of the development process. And the third thought I want to share is turning challenges into opportunities. The increasing number of senior persons and their longevity present both new challenges and opportunities for societies and for policymakers. Challenges include increasing pension and healthcare costs, and we heard some of what is required for healthcare. The greater need for long-term care services, coupled with the increasing number of persons suffering from NCDs. This is also increasing recognition of the contribution that senior persons can and do make to economic, social, cultural, and political life, and the opportunity this presents. By fully realizing this contribution, we can work on developing perhaps more robust protection services, including protection against age discrimination, social exclusion, isolation, and elder abuse. As I conclude these remarks, let me say we must continue to hear the voices of seniors and engage them most meaningfully on a continuous basis on all of the issues related to their well-being, not specifically in a month or in a particular time frame, but on a continuous basis. Thank you once again for the opportunity to partner and to bring these remarks as we work together to improve lives, to add years to lives and life to years. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Henry, and to the members of the IDB community. Friends, you heard from him earlier, and he was able to soothe you with his voice as well as his trombone. And he is a man of great talent. You're going to hear from him again, Everton Pessoa. And right after you've heard from Everton, the minister will come. But as I understand it, Everton wants to leave you with that soothing music in your ear. And so permit me as I switch it up a little to allow our minister to come, and then you'll hear Everton, which will now be the background music to the content that the minister will deliver here this morning. The Honorable Pernell Charles Jr., the Minister of Labor and Social Security. Please make him welcome.
Thank you, Sir Miller. Good morning to everyone. I am going to do what most of us in Jamaica have a difficulty doing, is actually saying that we're adopting the protocols that were set. Because we are from the British system, so we like to go through all of the formalities. But we adopt it, and I just want to say good morning again to all of the beautiful seniors who are here, including Miss June Jarrett, who I saw walking in her. Is that mint green? I got it right for once. Wow. I'm going to tell my wife. I'm listening to Dr. Samaj and Dr. Bisesa and all of the doctors. And in my mind, I said, my father, who, whenever he makes a remark recently, it ends up on the front of the Gleaner, as it is again today. But so we can't time down. He's not retired. My father celebrated 88 years 3 days ago. And I tell you, in listening to him, Dr. Henry, in his conversation to his family, I was watching him, listening to him, and saying, we are really blessed. He, right after singing Happy Birthday, was very proud to say to us in his remarks, because remember, at our dining table, he's still the Speaker of the House. So you have to, you can just think about it. You understand how it works. If you get up, you get called out, and it's like it's Parliament, right? But we work with him. So the Speaker is speaking, everybody is silent. And he starts his second round of deliberation by saying, in my 89th year of life, the man just turned 88, But it goes to show you how much he values the time, how grateful he is for every single year, and how proud he is of his age, And I was looking through online, and there was a quote that said that you do not regret growing older, because it is a privilege that many will never get the opportunity to share. And today, as we launch Senior Citizens Month, when I listen to the analysis and to the conversations, we really need, not to shift, because it is there, but we need to highlight more of the positive in terms of what our seniors are already doing, what our seniors can contribute, and for those of us who are younger looking on towards retirement, how are we preparing for that moment of time, if it is that we're blessed to reach there? Because when you listen to the discussions around healthy aging and promoting that healthy lifestyle, active, productive aging, it has to start before you become 60 years old. So really and truly, this conversation, when PS asked, and we said 30%, about 40% of who we have here are over 60, it's good. And when I saw the crowd on Sunday morning, when CTD Audrey Dear Williams woke me up and reminded me that it was 5 a.m. it was? Yes. A lot of young people. I think it was primarily young people. And I think that is really an amazing partnership that we are creating, where the Senior Citizens Month is about our seniors and celebrating and saluting you. But the concepts of active aging have to be integrated into the mind of our younger, so that they can start the process of becoming a Dr. Lakem Samaj at 73, at 43. Because he is who he is now, proudly bouncing about, because he has put in the preparation for that exam. And he did it physically, mentally, spiritually, and a comprehensive plan. And I think that is essential in terms of promoting healthy aging, for us to ensure that we continue to make a space for our young people to understand how to prepare to become healthy, active, productive senior citizens. The government is committed, and we are committed to ensuring that through our chairperson and board, and through Ms. Morrison and others in our team, our social workers, that we work to engage and to create an environment that will allow for our senior citizens to live and to participate in a society that respects them, that values them, that guarantees their rights, that ensures that we promote their responsibilities, and that we facilitate enjoyment of a life that is fulfilling, healthy, and secure. We are committed to making sure that our seniors continue to have access to health services, and that through the National Health Fund, through the NIS, PATH, social pension, that we provide that support, particularly for the seniors that are most vulnerable. Last year, December, Andre, I had the opportunity to visit some of our senior citizens. Was it December, Ms. Morrison? Months are months. And you remember that senior citizen that we went to, somewhere in Kingston. And when I went into the room, he held on to my head. And it ended up on the news too. You know, one of the things I left with, he was so grateful for the visit. He expressed such a genuine, grateful appreciation for me stepping into that room and saying to him, yo, we value you. Here's not only a meal, but we are present. And I want to encourage all Jamaica, when it comes on to our senior citizens, particularly those who are no longer with family or who are alone most of the time, be present. Sometimes you may not be physically present, but a phone call can make a significant difference. And we have a responsibility, because remember what I said. If it is that we are blessed, we will reach there. And we will too want to be in a situation where we are not forgotten or pushed aside. So whenever I get the opportunity, I ensure that we speak about the importance of being present for our seniors. And that really integrates into all the conversations that we have had here. How are we going to make sure that we are using the data, using the information to create platforms for seniors to start their business, for senior citizens to continue to be mentors? And let me tell you, not every senior wants to be active like that. Some seniors have been active throughout their life and they want to go to Ocherias and sit down and nobody will bother them. Or they want to stay home and just relax. And if that is your option, then you should have that option. Okay? But there should be options. There should be options. There should be opportunities. And whatever it is that you choose as a senior citizen, the National Council, the government, our policies must be structured so that we facilitate you being your productive self and you enjoying your time and achieving the goal of making Jamaica what we say is the place of choice for work and business and families includes making Jamaica the place of choice for our seniors. A lot of seniors go to Florida. You will hear persons leaving New York. What do they call it again? The migratory birds, winter birds. And they head down to Florida because it's more comfortable. They don't have to worry about shoveling the snow. They don't have to worry about the whole of a cold temperature and they like it. And besides the whole of a crocodiles and things that come out. Everything is easy. And they have facilitated it by creating almost a state that is known to put together an environment where it's not seen as unusual. You have some developments in Florida where every resident there has to be over 60. You can't get it. You cannot live there as a homeowner if you're not retired. And then they create all of the facilities for seniors. I mean, as I'm listening, I'm thinking that these are some of the things we will have to consider in terms of even encouraging our developers, our investors, to be deeply aware of this rapid growth and to utilize it as a means of them being able to project opportunities to create that environment. Because our senior citizens also, some not only can be productive, but many of them have a better ability to make the purchase than some who are under 30. And that's one of the reasons why they also do better in business, because they have more stability in terms of their financial capacity. When you couple that with the experience, you're looking at a much better opportunity for success for any business. So this year, we celebrate our 48th anniversary at the National Council for Senior Citizens. And I want to congratulate again Ms. Cassandra Morrison, who is turning 22 this year. But she has a lot of experience, despite looking so wonderful and young. And congratulate my board chair, who I really want to highlight the kind of effort she has been putting in with the board, and to also congratulate my staff, the staff members from our social workers to our ancillary staff, to those that are cooking, to those that actually go out, pick the mangoes that are sent to me as minister. I really want to say we appreciate you. I do appreciate, especially those. It's an impressive lineup of activities that we have for Senior Citizens Month. Of course, we started out before this launch with what we call our Purple Run Walk at UWI. And I must tell you that our very own Chief Technical Director, TTD Dare Williams, did you run or walk? So let's just say she ran and then walked, because I saw her running at one point. I believe Miss Cassandra Morrison was also walking, yes. And I know that there are several other senior citizens who were here, including Dr. Samaj and our beautiful friends at the front who are always present. Yes, ever present. I tell you. Yes. I remember seeing you dance in Clarendon at the veranda. You remember that? Yes, they were very jealous of us. But we move on from our Purple Run Walk. We're going to have also on the 29th of September the observation of National Grandparents' Day. And I want to invite the nation to actively seek out to create opportunities to honor our grandparents in our own special way, as you know, they are the treasures in our society. Let us also continue throughout this month and beyond to pay tribute to seniors who have served. Let us renew our commitment again to creating the environments at our home, at our workplaces, at our church, in our communities, to support the people growing older, being healthy, active, and productive. I want to close off by just highlighting that most of you will know, to Shane and others who are younger will know that September globally is known as the best month in the world. Yes? Best month in the world. Those of us who have the blessing and the burden of being born in September, we share our birthday celebrations with the seniors. But there's no coincidence that Senior Citizens Month happened to have been placed in what is globally understood as being the best month of all months across the world. So we want to say to the seniors that we truly appreciate you, and we're looking forward to this next year. I'm challenging the council actually and the board to really expand in terms of some of our activities, and it's going to be exciting, I believe, to have our Senior Citizen Council and also our council with responsibility for persons with disabilities as we launch a national program that both will be very involved in. So thank you very much. Right before I close, I may not get this opportunity again because today is what day? Wednesday? It's Wednesday, and you see me in my Rebuild Jamaica shirt. Yes? We were in St. Thomas yesterday. I go to Portland today for 2 o'clock, and then I will go to St. Anne and St. James tomorrow to do St. Anne, Hanover, Trelawney, and St. James. And then we're in St. Mary on Friday. And then I'm back in Clarendon on Friday. So it's a full week. And my permanent secretary will actually be heading out to her new special assignment next week. So I may not get the opportunity publicly to express to her how grateful I am for her love and care and guidance and just the one-on-one conversations that we've had as a new minister coming into a new space. And I want to express that appreciation. And I would like to invite the senior citizens and the young citizens and all to join me. She has no clue that I'm doing this. That's why I wanted to speak last. I want to show her my appreciation. I got a little gift for you. My PS. Yes. And the ministry also got a gift for you. And it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 gifts for you. So we'll ask, perhaps Cassandra will have to give one CTD, and I will do the honors for the other. I don't know that I'm going to get the chance to surprise you because everybody in the ministry talks to the PS. So this is my opportunity to spring it on you without you having any clue. Where is Monique? Is Monique here? Yes? Is Monique there? He's involved too. Yeah. All of us. And we got you real good. Real, real good. All right. So, might I invite you? And let me invite. Well, this is my own. This is from me to you. And I know PS likes a lot of the goodies that she's not supposed to be liking. Yes. I won't say what she said a while ago. But again, just to say, PS, I truly appreciate you. I know that what you're going to go and what you're to do will not be easy, but I cannot think of any other Jamaican alive right now more suitable, competent, and fit to go and to be the pioneer in what we're trying to do. So, congrats to you, and thank you.
Minister is right. I'm not often surprised, but this was a surprise.
And PS is right. Surprised very often. But PS, this morning it is my pleasure on behalf of the 1,500 strong members of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security to hand you this as a token of our appreciation. Service to the ministry and to Jamaica as a whole. Wish you well as you go, PS, and we know you will do wonders for the program. On behalf of all of us.
And PS, they saved the best for last. I'm looking at this gift and I'm seeing a lot of coconut trees. So I suspect that they believe that wherever you're going, there will be no coconut trees. And you will need to have a reminder of the sunshine and the weather at home. But yes, on behalf of the National Council of Citizens, all the senior citizens in the audience and my board, I present this token. And I hope that it warms your heart. I want to thank you for the many years that you have supported me at the National Council for Senior Citizens. You can always count on your support for our activities, for our programs. We know of your commitment, and I too believe that you do very well wherever you go. Thank you very much.
Let me just say thank you all. And I normally make transitions the 1st of January. I don't know if I've ever told you that, Minister. I came to the Ministry of Labor and Social Security 1st of January 2000. And I know you'll say, but the 1st of January is a holiday. You can't change jobs the 1st of January. But when you're in the civil service, so that your service is not broken, you assume, in terms of your service record, the day after you left the previous job. So I left mine, which was on the Cabinet Office, December 31st, 1999. I went to the Ministry of Labor January 1st, 2000. I left the Ministry of Labor December 31st, 2010. I went to the Office of the Prime Minister January 1st, 2011. I left Office of the Prime Minister December 31st, 2014, and I came back to the Ministry of Labor and Social Security as Permanent Secretary January 1st, 2015. So, Minister and team, I'm leaving September 7th. So I'm using my January 1st to say that this is not leaving, this is just a brief sojourn. So thank you all for this. It was truly a surprise this morning when Monique said to me, I'm coming with you to the function this morning. I looked at her, she says, well, I don't normally come. So I'm like, oh, good, come. Thought nothing of it. So I was truly surprised. But let me use this platform. So while we're here just speaking to the Senior Citizens Month, let me use this platform for those who may be listening online to thank all the staff in the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. A lot of what I've been able to do, it's not my success, it is our success. It is all of us working together. And I know the ministry has done well, and we have contributed significantly, and there's a lot more for us to do. So I want to tell the staff thank you. Minister Charles, let me say it publicly. I've said it, I don't think I've said it to you in front of your face, but I've said it numerous times behind your back. He has been one of the easiest ministers to work with. We may not see eye to eye, but that is how the relationship is supposed to be with the permanent secretary and the minister. If you always see eye to eye, something is wrong. But we have a mutual respect for each other, and I want to publicly also thank you for your support over the past year and some months, and the confidence that you have placed in me. I have truly enjoyed the last year, and I know we will continue because my job is going to take me working even more with you, but from overseas. So I want to say thank you, Minister. Thank you for this small surprise, and I will make you, the ministry, and the people of Jamaica proud. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Permanent Secretary Risden, Roberts Risden. One more time for her, everybody. And thank you again, Minister, for your remarks. Usually at any party, after you've had the moment of sharing, here comes the celebration. Yeah? We're coming to the close of this morning's proceedings, and I think it's appropriate then, as I said earlier, that we need background music to reflect on some of the words that the minister has said, and we can also include some of the reflections of the permanent secretary. And so please, let's make welcome Everton as he returns to give us a joyful moment reflecting on what's good about Jamaica.
Oh, Miss Risdale. Oh, yeah. I want everybody to help me to sing this, you know. Never seen someone shy until I seen your eyes. Still I had to try. Yes. Oh, yes. Let me get my words right and then approach you. I treat you like a man is supposed to. You never have to cry. I know many men have tried, but she needs to be more than wine and dine because yes, so royal, and I want her in my life. I never knew anyone. She's a one of a kind. Give me a little rock now, miss. The way she moved to her own beat, she's got the qualities. She's a queen. What a pretty, pretty queen. And when they ask what a good man's made of, she's not afraid or ashamed of who she is. She's... I want to sing it now. Oh, my. She's royal. Sing. Yes. And I want her. Look how she's sweet. I have my visa here. Oh, mama. Yes. Congrats again. God, yes. Next one. We forget, so the minister, big singer, you know. Tired of taking the blame. You can get up now, you know. Everybody can get up and shake off the legs, them. I remember doctor said we have to get fit. I'm a longing to see you. I want to know how you've been doing over yonder. I got to catch my flight, and when I reach my destination, hope you'd be smiling, girl. Oh, my. I thought you would drop me a line just to say hello, person. You can't get up. I'm doing fine. Whoa, you can't rock. Give me a little rock, sir. It doesn't matter anyway. You see, my love for you would never, never put down the handbag over there. A push come to shove. Well, everybody's gonna put the blame on me. Yeah. A push come to shove. Well, everybody's gonna put the blame on me. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, yeah. Oh, y'all, give me the next one, Just a little jamming. You want to help me sing that one, minister? Oh, yeah. Come round. Come round. What the big singer is? Yeah. Test him out. Shouldn't have to tell you how I feel. You know my loving is real. From the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. What is this that I feel? You're taking control of me. You see my body's in. Look at my beautiful people, them. You that I need, girl. Is this how you walk? Is this how you talk? Is this how you smile? Got me come alive. I wanna know what it is about you. Cause every little
that I've been searching for, girl, I see it in you. You're my dream come true.
Today, every single way, every little not I pray that you'd be there for me. I'll be there for you. Oh. Is this how you walk? Is this how you talk? Is this how you smile? Got me come alive. I wanna know what it is about you. Next track, hey. Whoa, yeah. I want everybody get up a little bit now, you know. Everybody get up now. Girl, I've got a day, and that just means I can't stay late. Yeah, man, pull it, hold it. I go save that side and now get up. Nobody over here is gonna get up yet, you know. That's doctor alone. Yes, and stretch out your foot, sir. Ladies on the platform and gentlemen, let's go. Oh, yeah. Stretch out your legs down the man. Good Lord. Here we go. Girl, I've got a taste, and that just means I can't stay late. You ready? Oh, all my life I've been wanting you, girl, not just once or twice. Take this from me, I'm as free as a bird in the terrain. Oh, yeah. And that just means I won't be late. Oh, my life. From me. Move yourselves, man. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You know I won't be late, baby. Yeah, yeah. Oh, my, 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 my. And that just means I can't stay late. Oh, my life. I've been wanting you, girl, not just once or twice. Take this from me, I'm as free as a bird in the tree. Ooh, 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 yeah. Yeah, man, I like how the bouncing. I like how the bouncing, yeah. Like how the bouncing. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your morning. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much, Everton. Round of applause for Everton. Pessoa, everybody. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're going to bring this event to a close. You know, we have our online viewers, and I know that they want to be here at the Pegasus to enjoy the festivities. And it has been a very good morning thus far. Didn't you agree? Yes, it's been good. Thank you so much. I think it's more appropriate for me to pass on the baton to the Executive Director for the National Council for Senior Citizens, Mrs. Cassandra Morrison, to come and to officially thank us and to thank all the persons who have worked behind the scenes. So please make her welcome as she comes to appreciate.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a wonderful morning, have we not? Yes, we have. I want to thank you so much for participating today. Most specifically, as Minister takes his leave, we want to thank you, sir, for your leadership of the ministry and your continued commitment to older adults and the National Council for Senior Citizens. He has risen. We also, as you go, want to thank you for the support that you have given to the ministry, the wider ministry, the Social Security Division in particular, and the National Council for Senior Citizens. Let me also thank the Chief Medical Officer of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dr. Bisesa Mackenzie. She might have taken her leave, but she did take some time out of her schedule to spend with us. We are happy to hear of the efforts of the ministry, the change in focus to the person-centered approach, and we join her in her appeal for integrated responsibility, where seniors, their families, and communities work together to ensure that our seniors stay safe, healthy, and active, particularly as we approach the Christmas season. Dr. Nicolette Henry, we thank you so much for reminding us of the commitment of the Inter-American Development Bank to the social protection strategies and efforts of Jamaica. Thank you so much for taking time out to spend today and to greet us as you so ably did. My chairman, Dr. McCoy Davis, hardworking. Thank you very much, Madam Chair, for the support and the guidance you will and continue to provide for Senior Citizens Month. Thanks to all the members of the board, so very many of you who are supporting us today in person and those joining online. I also want to thank my Chief Technical Director, Mrs. Audrey Dare Williams, for the support that she also continues to give and the direction to the team at the National Council for Senior Citizens. Wish also to thank my team at the National Council for Senior Citizens, my parish officers. Thank you so much for the work that you do. You are appreciated, and Senior Citizens Month could not be a success without you. I know that you are committed to the various activities that you will need to be implementing during this month. And just want to specially recognize, I know she will not like me for this, but could we all give a hand to Mrs. Felicia Squire? Please stand, Mrs. Squire. This will be the last Senior Citizens Month that she will join us as a parish officer. Thank you for your service, Mrs. Squire. I would also like to thank our able Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Andre Miller. I think Andre is now a part of the family. Well, not now. He has been so for some time. The seniors he never left, right? He never left. Even the seniors can remind you, where have you been? You're here again. Andre is like the child that shows up for Sunday dinner and does not need invitation. Yeah? Thank you, Andre, for continuing to support us. I want to thank our various sponsors and stakeholders, those who have returned with us this year and those who are joining us new. We appreciate you. Implementing the National Policy for Senior Citizens requires a team approach, and we do welcome your contributions. I would also like to thank the members of the media. Thank you so much for helping us to get the word out for Senior Citizens Month. I want to congratulate and thank all the seniors who are joining us here. Thank you so much for sharing in this launch event. Encourage other seniors, your family members, persons in your community to participate in the activities of Senior Citizens Month. And finally, I want to thank the ministry's PR unit, Mrs. Bolt-Williams, Kiwane, and Shakira. Thank you so much for the support that you have provided. And finally, the Jamaica Pegasus for the wonderful venue that we are here to host the launch of Senior Citizens Month. Thank you to all the persons joining us online, and may we all have a wonderful rest of day and happy Senior Citizens Month to all persons who are 60 and over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director. As we go, we have one final giveaway, and this one requires you to take out your phone. You know the routine. Whether you are prepaid or postpaid, it doesn't matter. Yes, it's one of those excellent giveaways. So take out your phone, and you're going to punch in these numbers as if you were entering a number, and the prize will come up. Let me give you a third 10 seconds, because we're going to go. It's one of those amazing prizes thanks to the National Council for Senior Citizens. Everybody have the phones out? So it's like you're putting in a number. Ready? First digit 3, 7, 5, 1, 4, 8, 3. You're going to add 876 to that. That is my number. I do weddings, birthdays, events. My name is Andre Miller, and it was my pleasure to have been here with you. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Please, we prepare on the outside for refreshments. Good afternoon, everybody.